Hi, this is Pat Iyer, and I have with me today Ruth Sirman, who is going to be a speaker at our third LNC Success conference that's taking place on March 4th, 5th, and 6th. Ruth and I met through a networking group, and as soon as I talked to her, I realized that she had some valuable content that will help you in your role working with attorneys. Ruth, I'm delighted you're going to be at our conference. Let's tell our listener, what are some of the key takeaways that you'll be covering in your session?
Well, first off, Pat, I'm extremely happy and thrilled to be part of your conference. I've been a mediator for more than 25 years, and I've spent a lot of time over those 25 years watching how people manage tough negotiations, difficult conversations, and times when maybe things aren't going quite as well in those discussions as they would like. So many of us are, for instance, not particularly comfortable in dealing with someone who's being more aggressive or pushy. I would call them the bulldozer, the ones who you can't get a word in edgewise. And when it comes right down to it, they're not necessarily overly concerned about what you need or what you want. They're much more concerned about feeling like they came out on top of the discussion. So what's your comfort level with those kinds of tough negotiations? But my understanding is they're independent business people. And when you're an independent business person, being able to negotiate effectively is one of the biggest challenges that I think many of us face. And it's particularly challenging, I think, for women. Because we're not necessarily used to standing our ground or pushing our way into a discussion. And we don't want to be pushy, but we do want to get our points across. So how do you do that? Because too many agreements are one-sided in favor of whoever can bulldoze their way through the negotiations or the discussions. And when it comes right down to it, not everybody negotiates fairly, and not everybody negotiates constructively. And all of us need to have tools and strategies to be able to deal with those kinds of interactions when we find ourselves in a discussion with somebody where we need to make our points and we need to feel that we come out at the end of it with something that we can live with.
And I know that attorneys who are very good negotiators can lean on that bulldozing tactic when they feel like they need to fairly represent the interests of their client and be an advocate for their client, which might mean chopping down the number of hours. It shouldn't have taken you 10 hours to go through that medical record. You could have done it in 7. That's the kind of response that legal nurse consultants can get from attorneys.
That to me, I would classify as a bit of a sniper shot. It's a bit of a shot across the bow, and it's designed to derail your confidence, to throw you off guard, and throw you off balance, quite frankly. Because when we're off balance, then we're less likely to come back with a coherent argument. But if you know that's what you're going to face, or if you suspect that's what you're going to face in a discussion, there's some really good strategies for take a deep breath and go into the response to those zingers or pot shots, call them whatever you want, in a way that diffuses the power that they have over you as the other person in the discussion, and get the negotiation back on track in a way that then allows you to come out with an agreement that you can live with and that is fair to you, and it's fair to the other party too. Especially if this is somebody that you want to have a long-term working relationship with. They're a client, they're somebody that we work with. We don't necessarily want to have to keep going out and finding new clients all the time. So in that sense, what you want to do is create an environment where they know they're not going to get away with that, but you're being fair and constructive with them so that you invite them, shall we say, to be more constructive and fair with you, so that when you do sit down to negotiate things, when you do submit an invoice, when you do take on a contract, you can be assured that 1, you're going to get paid, 2, you're going to get treated in a reasonable professional fashion. And 3, your competence and professionalism are not in question.
Ruth, I am so looking forward to having you at the program. You're touching on a subject that troublesome for legal nurse consultants, because often those attacks come completely unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
And the legal nurse consultant has to react on the spot appropriately, caught off guard, unawares, thinking the attorney must love what I've done for him or her. And then to get a phone call when the invoice comes that consists of either bulldozing or sniping means
or just plain nastiness.
Yes, there's that too, isn't there? And
well,
we want to please people. That's our goal. We want to help people.
And quite frankly, there's one thing about folks who use that kind of a negotiation, and I wouldn't limit it to attorneys by any means. I mean, those may be the people that the LNCs are dealing with. But, think about your life in general. Have you met a sniper anywhere else, like around the Thanksgiving dinner table? Most families have at least one. We need strategies so that when those kinds of things happen, we're ready for them. We know how to react, and we can avoid what I would call an identity quake, because when someone questions your professionalism, your competence, your approach to things, and that would include, how much time you took on and the other issues that you raised, that identity quake is like a kick in the gut. It's questioning who we are as a human being. So we all have a vision of ourselves. And when that vision gets challenged, then we can end up questioning, am I as competent as I thought I was? I can't believe somebody would say that to me, those kinds of things. So we all need a few tools and strategies to navigate those kinds of situations and to come out with our sanity, our confidence, and our blood pressure intact. And preferably with the money in the bank from the invoice as well.
The ultimate outcome we're all striving for, right?
It's the best part of being an entrepreneur is we all need to get paid.
I hope that you have heard something that has enticed you. You're ready to sign up for the conference and get more of Ruth Sirman, giving us techniques, tips, strategies for working with difficult attorneys. You will ultimately find one in your practice. If you're in practice long enough, you're going to encounter this situation. And I want you to be ready when you're confronted with a difficult attorney. You can join us at the LNC Success Conference by going to this link, http://lnc.tips/March 2021 virtual. And it's also below this video if you're watching this on video. Be sure to be with us March 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2021.
I look forward to being there with you, Pat.